you've read a lot of books about business management and this and that, but you know what?
What?
Sometimes it is a big competition.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Dr. Thomas Hughes. I am a child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist here in Southern California. And today's episode will be the series finale of the show Succession. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
So, I just wanted to get the gang together early in my tenure to say, yo.
At the very top of this episode, you can see that Kendall is yet again, he has returned to his feeling confident and excited about the possibility of taking over his dad's company, his lifetime goal. He's just a few votes away from completing that task. Unfortunately, his brother Roman has been AWOL, and Stewie is never ever to be trusted. Shiv is essentially doing the exact same thing, except for with her, they already have the votes. She's just trying to solidify things and get a unanimous vote for everyone on the board. Matsson seems like he's ready to do the deal. Unfortunately though, Shiv started to talk.
It would be so nice just to get unanimity across the board, you know? All of us smiling in public, just nice clean start for the start of our reign.
I'm sorry, did she just say our reign?
Tom, yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Okay, well, he's very competent, but if he irks you or it's complicated, it is okay. Yeah? Mm-hmm. He is very plausible corporate matter, but he's also just a highly interchangeable modular part. And I would say that to his face.
Okay.
Inadvertently, because Shiv kept talking, she gave the best recommendation for a job in the history of recommendations.
This is separate feelings aside. Tom will honestly the biggest in the room. That's just my assessment.
Love is in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few scenes later, we got a glimpse into how Matsson was really feeling and what he was really thinking about Shiv's meddling with the India number situation, and also how she seemed to be maneuvering herself if the Gojo deal went through.
I'm not looking for a partner. You know, I'm looking for a front man. Because we're gonna cut close to the bone. We're gonna get right in there. It's gonna get nasty. So I need a pain sponge when I'm under the hood doing.
Tom will honestly the biggest in the room.
Tom will honestly the biggest in the room.
That's just my assessment.
Love is in the air.
Mm-hmm.
In Matsson's head, and I can really understand this, there's only room for one person at the top, and Shiv seemed like she wanted to share that role with him. He doesn't seem like he likes to play, like he plays well with others. He also has a history of sexual harassment that Shiv uncovered, and he wants to avoid being put in that position ever again because he thinks Shiv is gonna have sex with him. Very admirable of him. When presented with the opportunity, Tom wasn't gonna turn that down because he realized that Shiv would probably do the exact same thing to him. I think she's actually done that to him before, where she put her needs in front of his. So he takes the deal. I mean, it's not really all that surprising. These two have backstabbed each other from the very first episode up until the last episode. So for Tom to actually start thinking of himself a little bit more may have actually been a good thing. I mean, Shiv has tried multiple times and failed to take over the company, even though during those times, she was supposed to be supporting and fronting Tom. Of course, Greg, being the little instigator and opportunist that he is, passes the info along to Kendall, who passed it along to Shiv, who then switched sides again back to an allegiance with her brothers. This is where, unfortunately, we see Kendall yet again on another one of his highs. He is so close to reaching his lifetime goal, and his family is actually by his side and supporting him this time. Unfortunately, that good feeling would only be temporary. Once again, I'm reminded of this very important and pivotal scene between Tom and Kendall in one of the earlier seasons.
But, and I don't mean to be insulting, but having been around a bit, my hunch is that you're going to get because I've seen you get a lot, and I've never seen Logan get once.
So the Gojo deal goes through after a huge and intense argument, and Tom becomes CEO. But the big question is, Why did Shiv do it? My theory is she has been screwed over for this job multiple times, and she just realized it wasn't gonna happen. She just realized they weren't gonna let her become CEO. And I think that she seemed to be okay with that. She seemed to make peace with that during that time she spent with Roman and that time she spent with Kendall. That is until three things happened. The first thing that happened, she found out about Tom being the new CEO. And she thinks that she is smarter than Tom. She actually thinks she's smarter than everyone, but she really thinks she's smarter than Tom. You could hear it in her voice when Tom broke the news to her.
You? Yeah. What? Jesus, you're a like you went for an empty shoot?
But who the hell else are you talking? Talking to me?
Shiv believes she's the best person for this job, so Tom being picked over her was, for lack of a better term, offensive. The next thing that happened, number two, she saw her brother actually sit in their father's chair, and she just couldn't let him win.
I love you. I love you, but I cannot stomach you.
She doesn't feel like he's deserving of the title. Again, she thinks that she is a better choice than he is. And he most likely is going to shut her out. Most likely going to shut her out of power if he's allowed to take the CEO position. Number three, last but not least, and this is more of a conspiratorial theory of mine. Do you remember this scene?
Shiv, you know, I do think if we give Sandy a little tug, she might be somewhat foldable.
Okay, great. Perfect, let's go.
So Stewie and Shiv went over there to wrap things up, but we never saw the conversation and we never heard any follow-up about what votes the two Sandys were expected to put out there. What could have happened is Shiv and Stewie actually did go over to talk to the two Sandys, and then afterwards, and I would not be surprised about this, Shiv and Sandy, the lady, had a side conversation and changed things up last minute. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. We've seen that before. Every time these two get together, there's some sort of power move in play.
I don't think it's right how your dad sidelines you in all this. And maybe it's appropriate for me to have somebody like-minded on the board. So how about a fourth seat on the board for you?
And I would not be surprised if the reason Shiv walked out wasn't because she needed time to think about her decision. She probably already knew what her decision was going to be. I think she might have just felt guilty about it. You know, it's kind of hard to look your brother in the eye if you plan on stabbing him in the back. And then after Kendall lied about lying, those feelings of guilt just kind of washed away. Honestly, I don't know what the hell is wrong with Tom taking her back. She doesn't love him. I think she's told him that she doesn't love him. She barely wants to hold the guy's hand in their final scene together, which is probably a sign of things to come. But really, I think it was just a very well-played chess move by Shiv. She's going to hell for it. she's definitely going to hell for it, but well played. All right, y'all, I got nothing else. This is just a quick review of the final episode of Succession. I really enjoyed the show. I'm actually pretty sad to see it go. If you want to see a more complete synopsis of the show in most of its entirety, I posted a video 2 days ago about, again, most of the show, seasons 1 through 4. This was just happened to be the final episode, which I separated just because of a timing issue. Tune in next time for the next review. I'll pick another show, or maybe you can pick one for me, and we'll see each other again. Bye-bye.